This is me pre-fap.
もういずくだけで再生数1万
This is me when I find the perfect fapping material.
Oh my goodness!
And this is me after fapping 10 times and going into something incredibly depraved.
You may have molded your body into a proper vessel, but you did it in a hurry, so be cautious.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we'll be going to help clear up some confusion and misconceptions about All for One and One for All from Boku no Hero Academia. I just got some PTSD from that shit right now. Oh god. Excuse me, I need to go wash my eyes out. Today we'll be going to help clear up some confusion and misconceptions about All for One and One for All from My Hero Academia and see which one could be ultimately better. I absolutely love My Hero Academia. It's kick ass. It's the idea of One for All and All for One is already kick ass, but just the whole show in general is fucking great. I mean, just look at this. Now, in order to understand what One for All and All for One are, we have to understand the concept of teamwork, everybody. I'll be here all week. Seriously though, we need to understand the world of My Hero Academia before we can understand the concepts of One for All and All for One. One day in Keiki City in China, a bioluminescent baby was born, and shortly thereafter, people with powers began to be sprouting all over the place, one after the other. About 80% of the world's population became superpowered, and a profession was created in order to combat those who would misuse their powers. Now, we're not given an exact date, but as of the manga starting, the beginning point of the manga in the first chapter, first few pages, it stated that the 80% of the population was already superpowered. As of that point, we're not given a specific point as to how long that took, but we can assume it's maybe like a century or two about. Now, because the 80% of the world's population became superpowered, an organization or profession was created in order to combat those who would misuse their powers. Those who would fight on the side of good would receive rankings depending on strength and skill, and would receive government pay on their behalf. Those who wouldn't use it for good would sadly be dead, and would sadly be arrested for their criminal behavior. Now, how does this help understand One for All? Well, at the number one rank of heroes is All Might, the hero of heroes. He's really reminiscent to the Golden Age Superman in that he gives people hope and is the symbol of the superhuman community. It's kind of like that Golden Age Superman in the fact that he can do no wrong, essentially. He possesses the power of One for All, and it's a quirk, and a quirk is what they call superpowers, that is passed down from individual to individual. Doesn't sound too special? Well, listen to this. Each time a person passes down their quirk to a successor, their power is added to the successor's power and is then multiplied by the user's own power. Yeah, that's OP if you give it a few hundred years. It multiplies itself. So if person one has it and passes out to the other one, the person one's power adds to the next person's power. So it's stacking onto the layers. So it gets really broken. So it's unsurprising to see how All Might got to number one. With that amount of strength, that amount of resistance, agility, it's not really surprising to see why he's a number one hero. Now, All for One is an entirely different fashion statement. His quirk allows him to have all the quirks. However, it doesn't sound as friendly as it does. It's not just him thinking about the quirk and it magically manifesting, right? No, it's a little bit more violent than that. He steals a quirk from others and adds them to his arsenal. Once he steals those powers, however, it leaves the previous user in a vegetable-like state. So stealing this would rather leave them kind of inept, you know. As the name sounds, All for One steals all quirks, puts them to himself, and is able to utilize them as he pleases. Now, as of right now, we don't know much of the history behind All for One and One for All, other than that All for One and All Might had a fight to the point where it left All for One disfigured to the point where he can't see one bit and uses an infrared quirk to see and just barely function. That's crazy. Now that's about it for today, guys. Just a quickie in the parking lot, nothing more. Because My Hero Academia is still in its early stages, there's really nothing else I can really say about the subject other than that I can't wait for it to build up and turn into the next big shonen series. I really do. Like, people talk about it all the time. People say it's a Naruto ripoff, it's a Dragon Ball ripoff. But I mean, let's be real here. Any anime or manga that's shonen is pretty much the same. It's a hero that the main character is someone who doesn't have any power, but goes to the point where he becomes the best out of all of them, despite the ridicule that he faced. Let's be real here, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you enjoyed it, feel free to drop me a like. And if you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. I'm the amazing What's Face, and I'll see you guys next time.